Hey guys, I had some questions about what to turn in for this class. So, like I said, I'm building this class as we go. I put it's a lot of work to do, and so I may have kind of forgotten to clearly say what you should turn in, right? so, um, all right. So to make this easy, what I've done is on each lesson that you click on, it'll say what the assignment is. So for Jupyter Notebooks 1, it'll say save your Python notebook to your My Files directory, which is it should be where you start, where you load into your IPython notebook. But if you go to most of these beginning assignments, it's going to say no assignment due. So that'll tell you, and if you go to the self-guided, it might have like a little introduction here, but it will also say no assignment due. So that will tell you what you need to save. Once we get to the shell scripts and the Python stuff, you're just going to save all your Python notebooks. The beginning stuff, because we haven't really learned how to save stuff yet, it's kind of hard for me to ask you to save stuff. But let's go, let me show you how to save things. It's been a little slow this afternoon. I've asked them to fix things, so it might be that they're fixing things on the backside, Praxis, but it's working a little slower than normal. But it should pop up still. But for the most part, the nice thing about this environment, and it's similar to the RStudio environment that my R classes were built in, is that I can see all your stuff, right? So also I can see if you're cheating, so keep that in mind. But let's say, all right, let's open up IPython notebook. Actually, I'm gonna close this. What I want to do is I want to make sure that before I open up a notebook, that I'm in the My Files directory. So it should say like student or My Files up here, right? So here I can see all the names of all the people between the two schools that are really doing this right now, Clemson and Louisiana Tech, and personal emails. But I can see all of your folders here, right? So what you want to do is but you won't see this. I want to make that clear. So you're not going to see like a million different emails. You're just going to see your stuff. So if you're somebody who, let's see if I can find AED. So this is somebody that took the R class. So they'll have all their R files in here still, right? So it keeps everything, all your work together from all the courses that you've taken. And so if you've taken R or something, you might have a bunch of stuff in there, and that's because it just combines everything from R. Classroom, My Files. So anyways, once you're in My Files, you can open up a Python notebook, and you can see it should save it at the bottom. And remember, you won't see all these emails. And when you hit save, you can hit save notebook as, and you can save it as, you don't have to have this whole file name in here. You can save it as, say, Jupyter Notebooks Part 1, which was the name of the video. What was it? Not going to save? Interesting. Let's see. Hold on. Oh, I wonder if it saved it. Interesting. All right, so how you're gonna have to save this. So I'm learning this as well. Desktop, classroom, My Files. So what you're gonna have to do is save as. We're gonna make a new one. this is a bit different than the RStudio thing. So you are going to have this in here. So you have to save it as desktop classroom my files, and then whatever you want to label it. So we'll call this Jupyter Notebooks Part 1. So now you can see that it's saved in this. Oh, you can't see because it's under my picture. Let's do this. There we go. So you can see down here, it's saved under in the correct directory. So you want to save the full file name in when you save it as. So save notebook as, always desktop classroom my files, and then whatever you want to save your file as when you're doing the assignment. I'd name it the assignment name, right? So Jupyter Notebooks Part 1. So let's go back again. Put this back here. Let's close out of here. So remember, in the assignments, so I click on Jupyter Notebooks. Jupyter Notebooks Part 1 says to save your Python notebook to your My Files directory. That's what I just showed you how to do. And the same thing for Part 2. You can actually combine these. It doesn't really matter, or you can take them apart. It's up to you. But yeah, so that is how you save your work. And for the shell scripts, as you create the shell scripts, you're going to not have to worry about saving stuff because it automatically saves it when we create them. So let me show you that real quick. I should have closed out of this because it takes a couple minutes to load. Here we go. All right, so when you do the shell stuff, or the terminal, which is kind of the first stuff, you're doing this all command line like this. You're actually going to be able. Well, let's just do it with command line. It's good practice. So we're going to do desktop. All right, no, classroom, my files. And this is where you get all the people, like I showed you when I'm using this navigator on the left-hand side here. You can do it in the terminal, which you'll learn how to do. And then for me, I had to do data, shell lesson, exercise data. And so all this stuff here, proteins, you might not be at this point yet, but like all your shell scripts, they automatically save, right? So I'll be able to go into your folders and see when you actually run through the analysis, they're always going to be there as long as you're in the correct directory. So don't worry about saving shell scripts. It's really just the IPython notebooks. So that is it. Please let me know if you have more questions. Like I said, it's a big task to get this type of class going, so I will forget things, and I appreciate you reaching out and telling me when there are things I have missed, and I will do my best to remedy them as fast as possible, but that is how you turn in your work. I hope you enjoyed the class, and please let me know if you have any other questions or issues. Cheers.